Hello Taurus, welcome to your reading for July 2021. This is for those with Taurus sun, moon, or rising, or if you just have a lot of planets in the sign of Taurus, this can be helpful to you. Obviously this is a general reading, so it's not going to resonate for everybody 100%. You can watch all three of your signs for a more comprehensive overview of the month's potentials for you. I have already meditated on the cards. We're going to shuffle quickly and go over the astrology, and then we'll get into it. So just give me 1 second. Okay, Taurus, so we're going to start with the astrology first. If you're not interested in this part, you can just go ahead and skip ahead a few minutes. But the planetary retrograde activity increased last month, and it increases even further in the month ahead. 40% of the planets are retrograde this month, so things are slowing down in the world, and objectives take more time to achieve now. Retrogrades are frustrating, but you, more than most, handle them well, because you're patient by nature. And though we have a lot of retrograde activity, we're not yet at the maximum for the year. That will happen in September. Now, career is still important this month. Jupiter is moving back into your 10th house of career at the end of the month. But this month, the power is in your 4th house of home and family. 40%, sometimes 50% of the planets move through there this July. This is a good month for doing renovations, repairs, and redecorating the home. It's also a good month for making psychological progress. Those of you undergoing formal therapy will gain new insights now, but this will happen even if you're not involved in formal therapy. The month ahead is prosperous. Mercury moves speedily through 3 signs and houses of your chart, and this indicates confidence and someone who covers a lot of ground. Earnings will require more effort from the 12th to the 28th, but they do come. So now let's see what the cards have to say. You're starting off with the first week of the month with Change Your Life. Now this represents a sudden revelation that offers freedom, breaking free from procrastination, and embracing the opportunities that change brings. Now in the normal Rider-Waite tarot deck, this represents the Tower. This is 16, which reduces to a 7, which is the number of motives. So what are the motives or reasons that could be behind this change that's necessary now? Embrace where this energy is trying to take you. But there's a need to leave behind old belief systems and ways of doing things that have become stale and out of date. When this shows up, the universe is telling you that you can no longer procrastinate on making the changes that you know in your own heart you need to make. I think this first week, suddenly everything will get really crystal clear for you. So embrace this new direction in your life as liberating and exciting. But this is Archangel Chamuel, and he can help you find the new path and meaning in your life that you long for. But you could have a sudden revelation that brings you freedom now. Archangel Chamuel observes the world from a really high vantage point, and that's why he's able to help you now, because he can see the bigger picture that you can't. So call upon him whenever you're searching for something. With his vision, he has super angelic vision. He can clearly find a path that will lead your life in a new and exciting direction. But I think you're experiencing life-changing events this week that will have long-term effects. Initially, this change could feel unpleasant or even destructive, because it brings physical change to your everyday life. And it will be sudden, but it will bring truth and inspiration, that breaks down structures of ignorance or false reasoning. Ask yourself, how many times have you sat safely within the narrow confines of your life, or comfortable in your current thoughts, beliefs, and expectations? I think now there's a sudden realization that your comfort may have been based on an inadequate foundation of maybe false thoughts, beliefs, or even actions. It could feel like a time of great turmoil, just because as you're trying to figure out and understand how you could have been maybe so out of alignment or naive about a particular situation. But you may experience sleepless nights, or the blues, about, you know, a bout of depression over this, or grief or anger, or even a confrontation actually. But this experience shakes the foundation of your current sense of security and forces you to question your strongly held beliefs, perceptions, attitudes, behaviors. For some, this could show up as a divorce or a financial failure of some kind, health problems popping up, or mentally affecting you. But when this appears, it's a good time to ask yourself what structures in your life are breaking or changing. That keeps coming through strongly, because this represents an awakening, though, and is about inspiration and freedom, reality, and the release from bondage. You know, it represents a necessary experience that forces you to get out of your comfort zone and to grow beyond where you are in your present level. You know, once you hit this point, what feels like rock bottom to some of you, the choice is yours, you know, where you go from there. And I think you'll come to realize that your true security and strength lies within yourself and your relationship with the universe, and not in some false belief system or artificially created world, okay? Now, following this kind of experience, you can rest assured that you'll grow stronger, wiser, and more serene as you begin to develop a completely new perspective on life that you didn't even know existed. But this also represents the inner and outer structures that you've built. You know, be careful how much of yourself you attempt to hide from people. This could be you just haven't been living genuinely or authentically. And you're being asked to break down the structures that you've surrounded yourself with, or the, you know, self-protective mechanism. But breaking through them can cause, you know, a great deal of anguish for you. You know, that's what it's going to feel like. But remember that it's going to fall whether you like it or not when this shows up, because, you know, you've reached your limits in this area and you can no longer live with it or live that way. You know, when the ego and self-deception and illusion is destroyed, you're then free to face truth and reality without the trappings of false attachments. So, you know, it really is a positive, even though it doesn't feel like it when you're going through it. So embrace the opportunity to accept change and move forward into a more positive psychological state and personal freedom. Related to work, your company may be going through a major crisis, or significantly downsizing its operations and cutting costs, resulting in your job being under threat. Even if you think that you have the most stable job or source of income in the world, you know, what would you do if it dried up tomorrow? It's a good thing to ask yourself now. This is about preparation as well. This may also be calling for you to shake things up in your career and make a major change to what you invest your time in. When you do that, it could be a shock or surprise to those you work with, but you may have wanted a change in your career for some time now, and feel that this time is as good as any to make that move. Now, if you're searching for work but have yet to be successful, be aware, you know, that the job market may be volatile and the organizations you're applying to may be undergoing significant change themselves. Now, in terms of possible career paths, this is associated with a manager or management position, management consultant, therapist, demolition specialist, professional organizer, life coach, an explosives expert, or even a renovator, like a contractor. But related to finances, this suggests that this isn't the time for risky investments or gambling or counting on the lottery to, you know, make things work out for you. You know, the market could crash now. You could lose money or be faced with an unexpected expense. Remember, we are in a retrograde this month also. If this is someone around you, then this is someone who, like, they have a no holds barred kind of attitude, and they don't seem to care what others think. So pay attention for this person if they show up now. They can be unpredictable, volatile, even unstable, and there's always some drama occurring in their life. Now, if you are single and looking for love, then an unexpected change of events may push you to question your current approach and compel you in a new direction with how you go about this. There may be an event that occurs outside of your search for a relationship, and that kind of diverts your attention and focus for the time being. There's so much information coming through with this card, guys. Now, if you're in a relationship, this can suggest that issues could come to the surface now. Could be in an abrupt manner that leads to, a shocking ending to the relationship that you didn't expect, maybe. This could also be an external event that will significantly change the nature of your relationship, and you'll choose to either stand by your partner and support them through this challenging time, or you'll choose to end the relationship because you may realize that it's not what you want or what you can deal with at this time. Spiritually, your faith is going to be put to the test likely when this shows up. This could be a make or break moment for you on a spiritual level, one that will, test how committed you are to your spiritual development. Related to health, this can reflect a sudden change of events also. You may be suffering from anxiety, panic attacks, or high levels of stress and tension this week, particularly if you're undergoing change in other areas of your life. But this experience comes like a flash of lightning, that's associated with the tarot card. And it's to topple the hierarchy of the old order, and at that point, after that, everyone can have a fresh start on a more equal footing. So acknowledge yourself as well as the others in your life who are offering their resources to usher in a better future. Now, this is clarified by Hearth. This represents comfort. This is an 11, which reduces to a 2, which is the number of a crossroad or choice. So make the changes to bring comfort to your life, or have them forced upon you in this way, right? Know what makes you comfortable. Create a peaceful and beautiful home life. These changes are leading to this, or encouraging this. For our ancestors, the hearth or home fire was the heart of the home. A fire always burned there, ready for warmth or cooking. The hearth fire was stoked carefully and rarely allowed to go out, as it was, a source of comfort for all, and often even a place where family and friends would meet, or the only place they could get their warmth or cook their food. But this is associated with goddess Vesta. What is that story? I think the city temple of the goddess Vesta in Rome was considered the sacred heart of the city, and was where the hearth was contained. And this was a fire that burned as the sacred heart of the city and its territories. Vesta Temple was one of the only places of worship to be circular in design, and was completely covered to protect the holy flame from being snuffed out by the weather. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop for a minute. I had kids coming in, but that was quite a little break there, so I can't remember where I was in the story of the fire, the goddess fire. We were protecting the fire. Well, anyway, the saying, keep the home fires burning, was inspired by the practice of what we were already talking about there. In Rome, husbands were often sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives were expected to not just keep the home and often the business running, but to, wait for their husbands until their return, faithfully. Vesta was the goddess to whom to pray to ensure the family member's safe return and keep the fires of love stoked. So, in these busy times, it's important to focus on a place where you can feel safe and comfortable. While many of us don't have a literal hearth, the home, whatever that is for you, should be a place created to inspire peace and nourishment. These changes are what's going to make it possible for you to create a comfortable atmosphere now, and it's helping you to answer the question of what you really want, or, you know, of what makes you comfortable in your life. So basically, it's leading to a more peaceful, enjoyable, and relaxed life, contentment, family. Now, the second week of the month, you have 8 of Raphael. This represents that there's something better waiting for you, do what you know is right for you, and a spiritual quest. Now, 8 is the number of changes, of change, so more changes. This here, I think, leads now to this spiritual quest as well. It's bringing a lot of changes to your home life and your journey. And, you know, the ways in which you've evolved, I think now have you convinced that there must be more to life, and there is. This situation, while tough, has really opened your eyes, I think, now. And it's time to leave the past behind and embrace a brand new you. I think your past experiences, or this one, have been very important in helping you understand who you are. So be grateful for what you've learned and build upon it, and remember that this is a journey. But she's like crossing the threshold of a new experience, right? Now, this is clarified by animals. Now, this represents companionship. 21 reduces to a 3, which is the number of creativity. So take some time out to share your gifts, your creative abilities with others. If you don't have a pet, then, you know, maybe you're being guided to get an animal companion now. You know, there are so many in need of a loving home. You know, there's lots of animals showing up in this reading too. Here, and here. And we have animals in every card. You know, obviously the dog, you've got, is this a cat or a dog there? Lots of animals here. So this is a strong message related to the animals. If you can't have a pet, then, you know, you could donate to an animal charity, or make your property more animal friendly for the wild animals. You know, put some bird seed out, squirrel food, whatever, or, you know, help animal causes. You know, all animals have a unique, special soul, just like we do, and they should be respected. All of them have their intelligence, their own unique personalities and focus, and they all really are a joy. If you sit and watch animals, they can teach us so much. You know, dogs are our companions, they're healers, and they're protectors, and they, you know, they can detect everything from drugs to cancers, you know, special dogs. And cats, you know, they're not only our comforting companions, but, you know, they do a job as well. If you know, farm cats, they take care of rodent population. You know, I can't express to you how much benefit we can gain simply by observing animals going about their business, right? Nature is truly amazing in how it functions. And animals are a key contributor to the synergistic habitat and biome. The animal population is dropping drastically. I think it's 60% since 1970, mostly due to the loss of their natural habitats due to human encroachment and climate change. And, you know, the idea that we're apart or separate from animals in the ecosystem is one of the reasons why there's a disconnect. And I think that why that disconnection is so profound. So the quest you're on and the gifts you have may involve helping or working with animals. And this is where you're being guided, where this path looks like it's leading you. Now, the third week of the month, you have the Strength card. Now, this represents strength and grace through kindness, self-confidence, and forgiveness. Now, this is an 11, which reduces to a 2, which is the number of a crossroad or choice again. So lots of choices for you this month. There is a path. You know, each one is going to lead for better or for worse for you. Now, I think you're finding the confidence to choose yourself, your path, your happiness. So I do think you're going to choose wisely. But there's another animal on this card too. You have the lion, obviously, and the bird here. So show gentleness and compassion to yourself now. I think, it's by balancing all aspects of yourself with love and compassion that you learn to exhibit those same qualities to the people around you, to extend them to the people around you, right? Archangel Ariel can help you stay strong in the face of any challenge now. That's who rules this card. Interesting to do with animals again, because Archangel Ariel is the angel known for protecting animals and the environment and those who seek to also safeguard these things and our world. Archangel Ariel is also known to be an angel of manifesting the essentials of daily life. This could involve a Leo now, but definitely involves spirituality in some way. Time frame for this to amplify is spring, so this is current energy that will be with you at least until the end of the month. But you're blessed with plenty of courage now, which helps you overcome problems and obstacles. Major Arcana cards hold deeply meaningful lessons, so this is a very important week. There are important lessons that you must pay attention to in order to progress further on your spiritual and personal path now. There's an innocence and purity of spirit associated with the woman depicted on the card, and there's an element of mental and physical effort here, like her left hand is staying grounded, on the rock, while the right arm, the physical, holds the lion. This is strength, determination, and power being displayed. And I think you're focused on what you need to do, and you're going to go about it now in a way that demonstrates great composure and maturity. And you're accepting and I think easily forgiving any imperfections. The qualities of strength are already in you, waiting to appear once you've mastered all of your raw foundational emotions. And when you're ready to move on to the spiritual tasks that lie ahead, you're really going to become aware of it more yourself. But this is a time when you need to be very conscious of your instinctual urges and reactions and make sure you bring them into balance with the greater good and meaning in life. The Strength card reminds us that, inside each of us is a passionate and instinctual side. And, depending on the person, will either burst out frequently or infrequently. But if there's anything negative going on now, then you may need to prevent yourself from leaping out at others and saying some things you might later regret. If you're feeling worn out or stressed, then this is saying to you that things are going to get better. With this showing up, though, it's clear that strength and courage will be applied to all your endeavors now. Related to career, this is a positive sign that you're on the right path. You may also be considering buying a home or some other big ticket item, as maybe you've saved a significant deposit. Now, if this is someone else in your life, the energy of someone else around you, they likely approach any obstacle or setback with a calm but strong demeanor and can gently persuade even the most difficult of people to come around to their way of thinking. So pay attention for this person who may show up now if this is not you. If you're in a relationship, you're probably less doubtful about what your partner is thinking and feeling at this time, and instead you're just focusing on making the relationship the best it can be. If you're looking for love, then I think you're keeping in high spirits now and you're presenting yourself well to others as a confident individual. That's going to be beneficial. Spiritually, ensure that you're spending time and energy on your body, your mind, and your spiritual health. All three need to be in focus here, and that you're increasing your personal strength across all areas. Related to health, I think small goals will lead you to where you want to be, which is to be even healthier and stronger than you're feeling right now. It can be simple and still produce results, so keep that in mind. Now, if you're dealing with any type of ill health, it really does come down to the need for you to build a sense of confidence and strength from within, and having a strong belief in yourself that you can overcome any obstacles in your path. But this showing up in the same reading as the Change Your Life or Tower card indicates that despite any major setbacks that you have from week one, you will come out a lot stronger than you realize, and you'll probably feel that even more this third week. Now, this is being clarified by ice, which represents purity. This is 33, which reduces to a 6, which is the number of relaxation. So I think you're clearing things in your life now, and that's leading to more peace. This is like a purging that brings a lightness, right? But another animal, guys, horse showing up now. I'm so curious about this. So please do let me know the significance of the animals for those who this resonates with. But this is telling you to freeze out what's not of benefit to you at this time. You know, ice introduces an almost outer or otherworldly beauty. It's a kind of purity that very few other elements can offer. I'm again feeling a significance or connection to animals with this card. It could just be the purity that animals exhibit and just further clarification as to why you enjoy them or help them in whatever capacity you do, whatever it may be for those of you to who this is making sense to. Now, the 4th week of the month, you have 4 of Gabriel. Now, this represents time for a celebration, abundant rewards for hard work, and to release yourself from burdensome situations. Now, this is a 4, which is the number of manifestation. So the manifestation of reward showing up that you worked hard to create, the manifestation of abundance. A project may have come to a successful completion, and you know, now you can feel a sense of great pride and happiness. Could be important events such as an engagement, marriage, moving in together, whatever, you know, a big event like this could be for you. That's likely now. But there's also a release of something now, a responsibility, and that release brings more freedom. Now, clarifying this, you have passion. This represents the soul. This is 14, which reduces to a 5, which is the number of new cycle. So listening to your soul and following your passion, that ushers in this new cycle now. You did the work here already. So consider your motivations carefully and know where any resistance lies, though. Anything that could hold you back. Delve into it all. You know, to live your passion means your soul is expressing itself through someone or something. For some of you, this will be related to the animals, where the animals come in. I mean, we do have butterflies all over here. You know, passionate people are easy to identify. They're focused, action-oriented, and, you know, propelled by their intensity. You know, that friend that can't stop talking about their new love interest, or the teacher who lights up when they're teaching their subject, the scientist who stays up night after night, you know, happily working on the research. These are all examples of passion in action. So identify that in yourself now. Truly look into where your passion lies. Like, really, not just what, oh, sounds good. Get to the heart of it, okay? But this passion is what has either brought this reward or what will bring it, okay? So that's what I have for you guys for the month of July. That was a really fantastic reading. I loved it. I can't wait to hear how this resonates for you guys. If it did, please let me know by liking the video, subscribe to the channel if you don't already do so. I will be back with your August readings next month. I hope you guys have a great month. Take care. Bye.